Welcome back to part 6 of our live training session here with our K24 Swapped Civic Si. This training module, we're going to take a look at doing our high cam or VTEC tuning. We're going to look at our fuel, spark, and variable cam control, trying to figure out what is going to give us the best possible performance under wide open throttle conditions, and also in the part throttle VTEC conditions, having an engine that's going to have the appropriate fueling and still run smooth. We have a lot of things to talk about here. Let's jump in so we can check this out. Welcome back to our live training session here with our K24 Swapped Civic Si. This training tutorial, we're going to be taking a look at dialing in our VTEC or high cam fuel, spark, and variable cam timing for our K-Series engine. The last tutorial we finished up our low cam tuning, so this is the natural progression of our calibration process. Now we have a whole bunch of things to talk about in terms of setting up our VTEC and tuning out our VTEC specific tables. So let's go in and expose where we can find those here in our calibration file and talk about what we need to do in order to set this into VTEC engagement at a low RPM so that we can lock in and calibrate and tune everything here on our mainline chassis dyno. So let's go in and take a look at our calibration. So moving in here to our layout that we're working with, this is the main tuning layout that I provided in the training course. I've added on a few additional pages here. We can find there's going to be a VTEC, cam VTEC, and spark VTEC. Now why do I have these extra pages? Well, this is because we're going to be doing an additional calibration process for our VTEC engagement in splitting our volumetric efficiency tables, our cam angle tables, and our spark timing tables. Let's discuss this real quick. Let's go in here to our VTEC. Now this is where we can go in and dial in and change our VTEC settings, as well as setting our switching function between our table 1 and table 2. So we can see in this window here, we have our table 1 values. We've already dialed these in fully. Now we have our table 2 values. This is going to be our high cam. So we're going to be low cam, high cam. Very straightforward. Now the first thing we want to do is just copy all of our values here from our low cam table, and we'll put them into our high cam table. This will be a starting point, and we can always update and change these as we go along, but we want to have this as at least a starting point. And to be safe, we probably should add a little bit more fueling or airflow estimation here to the table values. I'm going to go in here from, let's say, 88 kPa and above, and I'll go and add 5%. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit the plus button 5 times. Give myself just a little bit more fuel, and then I'll blend that down using Control L throughout the rest of the table. Let's store that change. So now we've prepped our high cam volumetric efficiency table for a little bit additional fueling and additional airflow that the engine is definitely going to see. We're going to make a lot more power with VTEC, and because we're going to make more power, that means we're moving more airflow into the engine, so naturally the volumetric efficiency values should be higher on high cam compared to low cam. Now, how do we go in and set this so it switches between table 1 and table 2? That's going to be controlled here under the other table switching option. Table switch mode, we see do not switch tables. Right here we have some options. We have switch with user input, we're not using. VTEC switch was what we're using, and then flex fuel blend. Now we actually have kind of a problem with this car because I want to do a flex fuel tune with this, but I also want the VTEC engagement function. And the programming logic here in the software currently does not support anything further to allow me to use this VTEC switching option and to use the flex fuel blending option at the same time. So we're going to go in and set everything up properly with the VTEC switching function because you may not be finding yourselves in a flex fuel specific need. I'm going to go in and take a look the next tutorial doing flex fuel tuning. We'll have to talk about undoing some of the changes we've made here and some compromises we have to make, unfortunately, with this software. Let's go to our VTEC switch. And a VTEC switch is going to allow us to toggle on switch VE table, and it's going to be switching when we have VTEC engaging, which is all set through our conditions here, so VTEC control. So we want to have 2 different V tables, we want to have 2 different ignition timing tables, and we want to have 2 different cam tables. So we see cam table 2, that's what we're using, cam table 2, not cam table 1. So cam table 2 is we're going to switch between table 1, table 2, table 1 being low cam, spark timing, same thing. Table 1 low cam, table 2 high cam. We have a little bit different spark demand needs when we're on VTEC compared to non-VTEC. We can get away with a little bit more timing. And again, we have our need for 2 different V tables because we have 2 different distinct airflow profiles and airflow ingestion profiles out of our engine, so therefore we have to have that. And that's exactly why Honda does the calibration within the factory ECU. They have tables for low cam, table for high cam, and in fact they actually have fuel and spark timing tables for every 10 degrees of variable cam movement. So there's a total of something like 16 or 20 tables for fuel and spark timing. It's very confusing. A lot of different tables to calibrate and tune. So this is a little bit more straightforward, but we want to go and follow along with that OEM programming logic at the very least for having a table 1, table 2,
and doing that switching function between.
Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.